Green Tree Productions is proud to present Duncanville Weekly News. It's the good news just for the City of Champions, Duncanville, Texas. And now, here's your host, John Thompson.
Hello, world, America, Texas, and Duncanville, and welcome to this edition of Duncanville Weekly News for the first week of October 2016. Glad you're logged on and watching. Well, on this show, it's pretty much, once again, all Panther football in the Panthers' den. But before we get to that, it's homecoming week here in Duncanville at the high school. And we've got a big event on Thursday night, and then on Saturday, we've got a little race that goes on here. And here's all about them. This Thursday evening at the Shine Performance Hall at DHS, the class of 2016, the 11th class of DHS Athletics Hall of Honor inductees will be presented. This year they are Doc Burton, a longtime head trainer at DHS, Tank Davis, Panther baseball player in the 70s, Katie McClellan, one of Flip's greatest swimmers, Janice McJunkin Savage Martin, former Pantherette for Sandra Meadows in the 70s, and a DHS sports supporter ever since. This is usually a great reunion of players, coaches, and fans. Oh, yeah, the fifth member of this year's honorees is me. Martha and I have been covering DHS athletics on this show for over 25 years, and we'll review some of the DHS sports history Thursday night. Hope to see you there.
Howdy, I'm Casey Cheshire, and I'm the race director for the 3rd annual Heart of Duncanville 5K. Come take part in a 5K race or a 1-mile fun run on Saturday, October 8th at Ben Franklin Apothecary. All proceeds from the event will benefit the Education Foundation in providing grants to local teachers. After the race, there will be a concert by the Shane Bell Band, bounce houses, and door prizes for runners. Register at www.heartofduncanville5k.com or at Ben Franklin on Main Street. So come join us on October 8th and support the Duncanville ISD Education Foundation.
It's Texas, it's fall, it's high school football time in Duncanville, and the Panthers Den Show on Duncanville Weekly News with highlights of last week's Panther football game and a preview of this week's game. The Panthers Den Show on Duncanville Weekly News is brought to us by Jane's Memorial Chapel, your home-owned and operated funeral home celebrating life, honoring families, and serving you in your time of need. By the Wolverton Company, serving the Duncanville area's heating and air conditioning needs for longer than anybody can remember. By Leon Miller Commercial Properties on Main Street. Call Leon at 972-709-7181 if you need office or retail space. Freedom Chevrolet, Buick and GMC. There is not a more convenient to Duncanville new and used car dealership. It's Freedom. It's Chevrolet. It's right here. The Pope Financial Group of Raymond James and Associates. By Ben Franklin Pharmacy and Kitchens Deli. It's a trip back to the good old days right here on Main Street. By Carlin's Automotive Repair and Service, CARS, your hometown auto repair shop at 209 South Hastings. Since 1997. CARS does just about everything. Check them out at carlinscars.com or call 972-298-4869. Brett Oliver, Farmers Insurance Agency. By Rick and Jamie at Ben Franklin Plumbing. If there's any delay, it's you we pay. Glow Family Dental, right here in Duncanville on Wheatland, right by the tracks. And now, here's John with all the DHS Panthers football game highlights.
Hello, Duncanville football fans, and welcome back to the Panthers Den Show. Well, the Panthers had a big game last Friday night here at Panther Stadium with those Cedar Hill Longhorns. It appears two programs going in opposite directions, and here's what happened.
The largest crowd in years was on hand for this Panther Stadium District 7 6A clash with the Cedar Hill Longhorns. 31 more flags are coming. Captains are Jalen, Trey, Terrence, and Keyshawn, and they're joined by State Senator Royce West, who actually got to flip the coin this time. Cedar Hill won the toss, deferred, so the Panthers will be receiving to open the game, and Jamarcus Roberson kills it at the 29-yard line. It's 3rd and 7 at the Panther 45, and Jalen skirts the left side for 55 yards and a touchdown. But, hey, well, you guessed it, the first of those 31 penalty flags that are accepted. However, 2 plays later, Jalen to Isaiah Upshaw opened the scoring barrage with the 55-yard pass and run. Josh adds the point after, and with less than a minute and a half gone in the game, the Panthers lead 7-0. After the ensuing kickoff, Eli Jones upends the Longhorn quarterback, forcing a punt. After the Longhorns had punted, Jalen threads the needle for 20 to the Cedar Hill territory. And then 3 plays later, Jakari Brooks scores from the 2-yard line. And Josh's PAT made it 14-0 Panthers with 5:41 left in the first quarter. The Longhorns, because of plays like this from Jamarcus Roberson, were forced to punt again. And look at Gerald Bowie as he blocks the punt. And the ball goes over to the Panthers at the Cedar Hill 2-yard line. Jalen takes it to pay dirt, but Jakari, the holder on the PAT try, bobbles the snap. So after 1 quarter, it's 20-0 Panthers. After the ensuing Panther kickoff, again, the Longhorns are forced into a punting situation, having 4th and 7, but they pull off a fake punt, pick up 32 yards, and Coach Sample says, "What the heck?" or something like that. 6 plays later, from the Panther 4-yard line, this short pass completed the Longhorn drive, and they're on the board, and the PAT made it 20-7 Panthers with 8.5 minutes left in the first half. The ensuing Longhorn kickoff was a pooch kick, and Fred Phobes makes a great play, catching the ball and holding on at the Duncanville 35-yard line. On first down, Trey goes for 27 yards on that right sideline. Then Jalen passes to Odell Smith for 24. Then from the 1, Jalen punches it in. Josh adds the PAT, so it's 27-7 Panthers, about midway through the second quarter. After the ensuing Panther kickoff, the Longhorns are stopped by this tackle by Keyshawn.
Davis on the quarterback keeper up to
And need to punt yet again. But Keelan Liscombe misjudges, but recovers. The Panthers have to punt back, and Cameron Peterson punts, and this ain't good. Also makes the tackle. And tack on a 15-yard penalty, and it moved the ball to the Panther 11-yard line. Cedar Hill just needed this play to complete their second touchdown play. An 11-yard rush. And the PAT made it Panthers 27, Cedar Hill 14, with less than 3 minutes left in the first half.
John F. Thompson.
On the Panthers' next possession, Jalen is intercepted, throwing to a well-covered Trey or Eli. The Longhorns threw 5 straight passes, and at the Panther 16, complete this one. For another touchdown. And the flag is on Jeff Franklin for pass interference. But that was declined. On the PAT after the penalty, the Longhorns fake the kick and go for 2. But what happens next is the least scoring play in the sport, as the ball is fumbled and scooped up by Eli Jones. And he goes 92 yards for what's called a safety, scoring on a PAT turnover. And that takes us to the half, with the Panthers now leading 29-20.
James Memorial Chapel is the only family-owned funeral home in Duncanville and is proud to offer caring and dedicated services from familiar friends. Rick James and his family, the owners of James Memorial Chapel and Funeral Home, have served Duncanville area families in their time of loss since 1998. A beautiful and spacious chapel is offered, and James serves all cemeteries. When it comes to finding people you can trust in a time of need, you can turn to James Memorial Chapel. No one else knows families better. 811 South Cockrell Hill in Duncanville.
The Panther kickoff to start the second half went to the 3-yard line, and the ball carrier slipped right through Thomas Pierce's grasp and went around everybody else. 97 yards and a touchdown, and the PAT was good. So 15 seconds into the second half, it's 29-27 Panthers. After the Panthers had to punt, Marcus Mosley makes a great defensive play to force the Longhorns to punt. From the 24-yard line is Jalen to Odell Smith in the corner of the end zone. Here's another angle on this touchdown pass. Josh converted the PAT. So with 7:47 left in the third, it's now 36-27 Panthers.
South Grand Prairie 10, Grand Prairie 7.
Cedar Hill was forced to punt yet again, and Jalen hits Jakari for 11 yards in the first down. Then Isaiah Upshaw is the target, and he snares a 29-yard touchdown pass from Jalen. And the PAT by Josh was good. So late in the third quarter, it's now 43-27 Panthers. The ensuing kickoff was returned to the Cedar Hill 44-yard line to complete the third quarter. This game is dubbed the FCA match, and for the past 11 years, that Longhorn mascot has won a traditional end-zone to end-zone race for other mascots to include a lion this year, and for the 12th straight year that Longhorn won. Two plays into the fourth quarter. This pass was misplayed by both defensive backs, Tyrone Calhoun and Krishan Devonis, and the result was 6 more for the Longhorns, and the PAT took the score to 43-34. Panthers 12 seconds into the fourth quarter. The Panthers take the ensuing kickoff and move it systematically downfield, including this 27-yard pass completion to Jakari. 2 plays later, it's Jalen to Trey for 6. And Josh makes it 7 to bring the score now to 50-34 Panthers. It took less than a minute for Cedar Hill to answer with this 9-yard touchdown pass. They opt to go for 2, but Trey stopped the play short. So now it's 50-40 Panthers. Everybody knew what was coming. An onside kick, and it was going right to Isaiah Upshaw. But footballs ain't like baseballs and basketballs, and they bounce a little differently, not usually straight. And it's recovered by the Longhorns. 28 yards in penalties helped the Longhorns move it, and Coach Samples questions the calls. There were 31 penalty flags in this game. At the Duncanville 24, this touchdown pass over a lost-looking Eli Jones and a good PAT made it 50-47 Panthers with still 6.5 minutes left. After the kickoff, the Panthers have 1st and 10 at their own 49, and Trey takes this screen pass but fumbles, and even though it looks like Odell Smith recovered the ball, no, they say the Longhorns got it. This 20-yard rushing play had 15 yards tacked on for unsportsmanlike conduct. And Coach Samples just keeps getting unhappy and gets in Marcus's face. That went on a while. A couple of plays later, this 40-yard pass play in the PAT gave Cedar Hill their first lead of the game at 54-50 with 4 minutes left. After the ensuing kickoff, the Panthers moved it quickly downfield, including this 13-yard rush by Jalen. But 2 incomplete passes on 3rd and 4th downs into the game. Final Longhorns 54 and the Panthers 50. And Danny Noah of the FCA gives thanks.
Thank you, Lions Club, for all you do to support this event. Lions Club, we serve.
And then a prayer and trophy presentation. And then Coach Sample has a few field meeting words.
Each show we have a play of the week. And in the Cedar Hill game, the play happened late in the first half when
Cedar Hill had just scored and were going for a 2-point conversion, but a high snap put the ball on the turf, and it's picked up by Eli Jones, and he goes 92 yards. Well escorted for a safety that gives the Panthers a 2-score lead with this rare happening. And that's why it's the play of the week.
The play of the week is brought to us by the Pope Financial Group of Raymond James and Associates. See John or Don at 222 East Wheatland Road or call 972-780-0533 for your investment needs.
Also, we have a hit of the week. And in the game with the Cedar Hill Longhorns, it happened late in the first quarter when
the Longhorns are lined up to punt. But Gerald Bowie blocks the effort. And the Panthers get the ball back and score their third touchdown in the first quarter. And that's why it's a hit of the week.
The hit of the week is brought to us by Ben Franklin Apothecary, located at 302 North Main Street in the heart of downtown Duncanville. Shop for unique gifts, take care of any pharmaceutical needs, or enjoy lunch at Kitchen's Deli Sandwich Shop. Call 972-298-1147 or visit online for more information.
Well, we're 2 weeks deep into District 7 6A action, and here's the current standings.
The DeSoto Eagles and the South Grand Prairie Warriors are the only two remaining undefeated in District 7 6A action. The Panthers, Grand Prairie, Cedar Hill, and Irving Nimitz are 1-1, and MacArthur and Irving High are looking for their first win.
The District 7 6A standings are brought to you by Brett Oliver's Farmers Insurance Agency, serving the Duncanville and Southwest Dallas area. For all of your insurance needs, call Brett at 972-293-0204.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This week the season continues, and it's homecoming week. The Panthers will be hosting the Irving Nimitz Vikings. Games at 7:30 at Panther Stadium. Try to be there. It's homecoming. As we close, let's see some band as they performed at the high school football games. We'll be back on October the 11th with the highlights of that football game and some scenes from the Hall of Honor deal that's Thursday night, and also the 5K race that is on Saturday. See you October the 11th. Thanks for watching.
Bum, 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 bum.